Mm-hmm. What else do you want to buy? Plantain.
Okra.
You want to eat okra? Buy now.
Okra and okra.
Yes.
This is really, really vegetable. For one, or what?
Tokyo, London, Toronto, Sydney, New York, Dublin. Every major city on Earth is now impossible to live in. Jobs don't pay rent. Rent eats 60% of your wage. And it's happening everywhere at once. This isn't bad luck. This is the global housing endgame. We're all getting priced out together. And nobody in charge is stopping it. So what happens when the whole world runs out of affordable cities? Let's find out.
How is it possible that every single city in the world right now, it seems, is going through a housing crisis? You hear the same stories all the time. There's not enough jobs, the jobs that do exist don't pay enough, and nobody can afford rent. And it seems like this is a global issue, not just here in the States. And I'm wondering, how can this continue? I mean, is it going to be the same 5 years from now? It just seems like we are on this trend, like we're going off the cliff of affordability. And nobody can make it work. And if every city becomes unaffordable and everybody's leaving the cities, what's going to happen to the cities? Are they just going to be ghost towns? Is everyone going to move out to the country? It's really fascinating to think about. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where we go from here. You know, I say a lot, it feels like we're in the end game of capitalism. Of course, right as we're all, getting out of college and getting out into the world, it's when everything becomes unaffordable. It's like we're in an everything bubble. It feels like we're right around the corner of something happening, and nobody quite knows what. And it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of like we're all in this together. You know what I mean? We're all on this boat of nobody can afford anything together. I don't know. What do you think? And how is your city faring right now? Are you getting priced out, or is everything just fine?
We're back at Marks and Spencer's. Let's go and see if we can spend all our wages in one go. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not paying £12.50 to find out. I was going to get beef for dinner. I think I just had beef and onion crisps. They reckon this cheesecake is creamy. Cream in my wallet. Look how small this bag is. I'm a bit salty about the price. That's more expensive than real puff. £3 for a large penny. That's good conversion rate. That's the most expensive tin of chocolates I've ever seen. Heaven forbid. Beef broth. £6.25. Oh my God. I hate to have a grumble about this crumble. Soya vinegar pork ribs. Is that beef Wellington or beef Kensington? £60.
When you invite your mates round in a cost of living crisis. How are we doing, mate? Are we watching the football then? Get that football on. Who said we're watching football? We're watching that thing. I've not come round here to watch a fucking smart meter. Time's right, mate. I can't afford to put that telly on. Anyway, it's a bit fucking dark in here. Whoa! Get that light off! Get that light off now! Watch the meter! Look at the meter! Look at it going up! Get the light off! Fucking hell, steady on, Susan. Fuck this, I'm going pub.
I really hate the trend in the United States that's basically been normalized for years on years on years, that when things get more difficult and things become less accessible and affordable, like housing, groceries, healthcare, education, you just do with less in other areas of your life, or you just do without, and that's just the norm, and that's just how it is. And we're expected to just normalize it and keep just going about our business like that's chill. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people lack self-respect. This shouldn't be normalized. Having to do with less while working a full-time job, it just shouldn't be normalized. It should have never gotten this bad. And now to have billionaires exist and we have certain people licking those boots. For why? For what? Bitches need to gain self-respect.
I think at this point in the economy, we as Americans cannot stand to tolerate or even normalize the conditions of how we're expected to live nowadays. They're taking away our jobs. They're taking away our healthcare. They're taking away everything. making it nearly impossible to the point where I have to pick and choose what groceries are important. I have to pick and choose how much I can fill up my tank. I'm getting pushed more and out of the city because I can't afford rent. It's really not fair, and I think we need to stand up and stop this nonsense.
Well, I'm fuming. I'm furious with Asda. I'm going to show you what I got this week. And all of this was dead on £70. But it is ridiculous. So look, we got 4 packets of rice. Purely because I'm no good at making rice. My husband is, because he's African. I'm not, and for convenience, I get these. We've got the dog's treats here, 3 of them. We've got 3 minces because of the dogs. And we've got a packet of frozen sausages, the cheapest cream crackers, 1 tin of corned beef, salad cream. Now, I only needed washing up liquid and bleach. I didn't need any washing liquids. I didn't need any shower gels, toothpaste, anything like that, because I already got that. So we've got some dairy cheese triangles. We've got some cheddar. We got me 24 eggs. We've got 1 tin of beans, which should have got more because got my grandson staying. He's already had 2 tins today. Salmon, the cheapest. Salami, the cheapest. 2 loaves of bread. 6 cheapest of the yogurt. 6 cheapest of the potatoes and some spring greens. We got a cucumber, a lettuce and tomatoes for my salad because I have all that a lot. We've got apples, grapes, bananas, oranges. We've got 4 pints of semi-skimmed milk. And for husband's lunchbox and grandkids, I've got some angel slices. I've got these milk cake things that they like, the brioche chip and some mini muffins. That is it, guys, for 70 quid. That is absolutely ludicrous. What the hell's going on? How are people supposed to afford to eat?
Guys, it is impossible to keep living like this. At some point, something is going to give, or else everyone is going to be on the streets. Because prices keep going up, but no one's paying more. Let me put it this way to show you guys how screwed we are if something doesn't change. In 1970, the minimum wage was $1.40. That comes out to about $224 a month. And the average rent back then was $108. So about 48% of your income would go to rent. Today, our minimum wage is $7.25, which amounts to about $11.60 a month. Meanwhile, the average rent is $1,700. You cannot afford the average rent with a minimum wage. Meanwhile, 50 years ago, they could pay the rent and still have 50% of their income left over with minimum wage. This is not sustainable. Something is going to give, like we're in end times or something. I don't know.
Mother-in-law is unwell at the moment, and the only thing that she's felt like is a little bit of fruit. So I said, like, how about I put you together a little bit of a fruit salad and see how you go. So she was so keen on that idea. So I went down to the shops just now to get some stuff. Oh my God, the fucking prices. I literally cannot believe it. This was $40. So this cost me $40. I'll show you what I got. 125 grams of blueberries, $10. Actually, I think it was like $36 because I got a little bevy. 500 grams of these purple grapes. 500 grams of these green grapes. 500? Yeah. They were both $10 each. And a pineapple, which I think was about $5 or $6. I think it was $5. $40 just for this. Just for this.
We're not imagining it. This is the biggest crisis of our lives, happening in every city, right now. 5 years from now, either they fix it, or every city becomes a rich-only ghost town. Drop your city and rent percentage in the comments. Let the world see how bad it really is. We're all in the same boat. Time to start rowing. See you down there.